Namaste, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. Today, physically, our focus will be opening up the fronts of the shoulders quite a bit among the rest of the body, of course. So grab a couple of blocks, a strap, and since our second part of our practice is yin and restorative, you'll also want some additional props such as a bolster and a blanket. I invite you to start in any comfortable seated position. You might find it helpful to fold up a blanket and sit on the front edge of that. If you are sitting cross-legged, to allow your knees to drop open more easily. Invite a tall spine, fully relaxed body, and begin to settle in both physically and mentally. I want to continue sharing excerpts from this book called The Relaxed Mind, a 7-step method for deepening meditation practice by Tibetan Buddhist meditation teacher Za Kilung Rinpoche. So as you can gather from the title, the big part of meditation technique of these 7 practices is to truly relax the mind. And he gives an analogy of birds in a birdcage. When we strive too hard in meditation, it is like putting too many birds together in a cage. Through and around and between the clutter of anxiety, one may occasionally get glimpses of the outside, but there is no freedom to really fly there. What we need is to get rid of the cage by opening up completely. When we do that, we immediately feel rested and relaxed. And when gaps in free and open meditation occur, where things are not so clear and the natural flow of meditation becomes mixed with thoughts, rest the mind by doing less. Over time, your meditation will be more continuous. Now, that sounds so counterintuitive to at least Western society here, specifically here we're in Los Angeles, where it's not about resting, it's about doing, right? And slowing down and stopping the trying to make things happen is what Sao, this teacher, is basically telling us will help us in meditation. The true nature of mind is uncontrived, uncluttered with conceptual thinking, with thoughts and worries. When we trust in this nature, we experience its purity and vastness without the need for any kind of manipulation. Resting loosely in this way, at times a transformation comes immediately. As we meditate in this way more and more, the overall practice is one of simply remaining in the state more and more, becoming used to it. Thoughts may appear or they may not. It's not a problem. And then I'm going to skip to one more line. If you have an experience of fear, pain, or pleasure, whatever, be patient and wait until it shows its true nature. Now, this is all describing in the context of sitting in meditation, right? But as we practice the physical yoga, the asanas, there is a point in which we can enter a state of meditation as well, whether we're moving to the breath in vinyasa flow, or we're slowing down and holding the body in stillness. So how can we apply this, really trying to relax the mind more deeply rather than doing more with the mind? We can apply this as well in our physical approach to the asanas. How can we relax a little more into the posture, even when we're being active in a pose? We know that it's always a balance of effort and ease when we're practicing the active hatha yoga. So how do we not force too much? How do we allow the posture to open up a bit more? Not through grasping. And this really alludes to that practice in the first limb of yoga called aparigraha, non-grasping, non-possessiveness, not trying to manipulate or control the situation, but instead letting go a bit, letting go. And so I invite you to see where this practice might be applicable in the different realms of this yoga practice: mental, physical, emotional, energetic. Let's start to assess what's happening now, what we bring into the practice. Begin to notice your physical body. Start at the bottom of your body and observe any sensations that you're experiencing. Part of what allows us to practice non-grasping is by practicing non-judging. So just observe without judging what you are observing as good or bad, right or wrong, letting go of should or shouldn't. Moving your awareness up the body, feeling your torso, your arms, your head. Notice what your body is telling you as you begin your practice. Feel into the breath, just as it is, letting it flow naturally. And as you sense the depth of its flow, the pace of its flow, notice how you are feeling energetically. Notice your mind. Notice the quality of your attention right now. Does your mind feel full of thoughts? Is your attention jumping from one thing to another? Is your mind right here in alignment with your body? And without judging your mind, just sense its state. Notice how you're feeling emotionally. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Filling up the belly, the lungs, lengthening your spine as you breathe in. And through the mouth, emptying the breath slowly. What's something from your day that you can feel appreciation for? What is your intention for your practice here? As we work with our mind quite a bit, not separate from the body, what intention might you have for working with your mind? And remembering that we are all in this together, even those outside of this practice today, I invite you to choose somebody or something to dedicate your practice to. Offering up your efforts to the well-being of others. And together, let's open the practice chanting Om 3 times. Let's begin to practice Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing to bring calmness of mind and body, focus, and balanced energy. As you're closing your lips, softly constrict the back of your throat, creating a gentle whispering sound. As you listen to that sound, help to regulate your breathing so that the inhale is as slow as the exhale, taking your time, not rushing the breath. Let this practice of slowing down the breath and continuously paying attention to the sound of the breath be a means of being present in your body throughout the practice, and also practicing that calmness of mind body. And so let's make our way into standing forward folds at the top of your mat, stepping the feet apart, hips distance, parallel, bending the knees generously, and then reaching the hands behind you to clasp, as we're going to be opening the fronts of the shoulders quite a bit in shoulders and extension. So as you bend the knees, let the head drop freely. Stretch the arms away from the lower back, broadening the fronts of your shoulders. Lift the shoulder bones away from your neck, softening the neck and jaw. Maybe even sway a little side to side. Maybe shake and nod your head a few times. Tuning into the whispering sound as you close your lips and breathe. Maybe try switching the interlacing of your thumb and index finger on top. Plant your fingertips on your shins, blocks, or the ground. And inhale, lengthen your spine forward into half forward fold. Exhale, step the left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge and gaze up. Breathe in here, pause, relax the shoulders back and down. Hold the breath and step to plank pose, top of a push-up. As you exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin. Inhale, slide forward and draw the shoulders back, cobra pose. Exhale, lift your hips high and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg behind you. As you exhale, bend the knee and rotate the thigh open at the hip. Staying here, inhale, tack your right outer hip back. Exhale, step the left foot beside your left thumb and lower your right knee, gaze up. Pause here, breathe in and draw your shoulder heads back. Breathe out and step the right foot forward and fold. Press your fingertips on blocks of the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rising all the way up. Roll your shoulders behind you and down. Exhale, bring your palms in prayer in front of your heart center. Connecting to your breath and your intention for this practice. Let's continue saluting the sun with gratitude. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, bow from your hips, Uttanasana. Press your fingertips on blocks or the floor. Inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Lower your fingertips. Exhale, step the right knee back, kneeling lunge. Stay here as you breathe in, draw your shoulder heads back, look up. Hold your breath and step to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin. Inhale, slide forward, entering cobra. Rolling the shoulders behind you, lift the chest. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee and turn the thigh open at the hip. Inhale, tack your left outer hip back. Exhale, step your right foot gently beside your right thumb. Lower your left knee. Stay here as you breathe in, look up, draw the shoulder heads back. Exhale, step the left foot forward and bow. Press your fingertips on blocks of the floor. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold in. Sweep the arms forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, join your hands in prayer at your heart. And from here, let's take one sun salutation A. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Press your hands on blocks of the floor. Inhale, half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Step into your version of plank. And this time as you exhale, glide forward. Graze your elbows by your ribs in Chaturanga. Choose Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. As you breathe in, drawing the shoulders behind you. As you breathe out, lift your hips back. Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, raise the right leg behind you. As you exhale, bend the knee towards your nose. Step the foot beside your right thumb and spin the left heel down, Warrior One. Inhale to rise up. So have your back heel rooted to the floor as you square both hips to face forward and backstroke your arms behind you to clasp. As you breathe in, look up, lifting your chest. Start to fold forward, keeping your two frontal hip bones equally facing the front of your mat. Drop your head, relax your neck. Humble or devotional warrior. Tune into the sound of your breath as you relax the head down, lifting the arms away from the lower back. Look at the ground just inside of your right foot and place your two hands there, lizard lunge. Step the right foot another 3 to 5 inches to the right and lower your left knee. Notice if it's helpful to prop your hands on blocks here so that you can relax your shoulders and breathe well. Slide your left knee back another inch or two and bend it. Backstroke your right arm to catch hold of the top of your foot. If it's not reachable, you can take your strap and lasso the top of the foot with a strap, holding onto your strap with that right hand like this. Try to have your inner right shoulder rotating back as we continue to bring your right shoulder into extension. Now, some of you might lower onto your left forearm. Draw your torso towards the front of your mat and send both of your shoulders down your back, especially the left shoulder here as we're adding a bit of a spinal twist. Draw the right outer hip back, a few more deep breaths. One more deep breath here. Release your left leg, step into plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, shift forward, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose. Step your foot beside your left thumb and spin your right heel down. Inhale, rise to Virabhadrasana 1. So squaring your hips forward, backstroke your arms and clasp your hands with the opposite thumb on top. Roll your shoulders back, breathe in and look up. Then start to fold forward, keeping your hips both facing the front of the room. Humble or devotional warrior. Let your head fall loosely, lifting your shoulders away from your neck as you stretch your arms away from your lower back. One more deep breath. Look at the ground on the right side of your front foot. Lower your hands there And step your left foot to the left a few inches, set your right knee down. Scoot your right knee back another inch or two. Notice if it's helpful to place your hands on blocks here so that you can reach. As you bend the right knee, backstroke the left arm to hold the foot. You might come down into your right forearm. As you're bringing the foot closer to your glutes, draw both of your shoulder blades down your back ribs. Send your left outer hip back. Tune into a few more breaths here in lizard lunge. This time, set your hands and your knees onto the ground. Come onto tabletop pose. Inhale, glide your chest forward into cow pose, rolling the shoulders down. Exhale, contract your abdomen into cat pose. And keep going another 3 to 5 cycles of breath on your own. And after this next one, relax to a neutral spine and come to sit at the center of your mat, and we'll prepare for our last 2 active back bends in bridge pose. So you may like to add some lower back stability support by using a block and hugging the skinny width of it between knees and thighs. Separate your feet as wide apart as the knees and parallel your feet to each other. You want to add a little bit of core work, slowly as you can lower onto your back. Otherwise, come to lie down on your back with your knees bent. Once you're on your back, bring your arms down by your sides and slide your heels towards your fingertips until you could almost touch your heels, but not quite. Keep your feet parallel to each other and apart. Press them down, shoulders down, and tilt your chin back. On the next inhale, tilt your tailbone up, hugging the block. Stretch the fronts of your thighs forward. Stay for another 4 deep breaths, your count, before you lower your spine and pelvis. Bring the upper arms closer together under your back ribs. And with your arms straight, if your hands touch, you might interlace your fingers. Press the ground away with your outer upper arms, broadening your chest. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. When you're ready, slowly lower upper back, middle back, tailbone, and just rest the pelvis on the ground for 2 deep breaths. One last time, bridge pose, with or without the block. Keep your legs parallel to each other and take it for 5 or more deep breaths. And when you've lowered, drop your knees apart and bring the soles of your feet together to touch. If your knees are lifting uncomfortably away from the ground, place a block under each outer knee for support. You might rest a hand at your heart center and a hand just below your belly button. And let's start to practice 3-part breathing, which we've been doing the last couple of classes previously. Durga Pranayama. You might close your eyes and imagine your torso, which is from your pelvic floor all the way up to the top of your neck. Divide that torso into 3 cross sections. The first section is from your pelvic floor to your belly button, all the way around. The second cross section encompasses most of your rib cage all the way around. And the third cross section encompasses your chest, upper back, neck, and shoulders. So we'll breathe 1/3 into the lowest section and pause. Inhaling another third to the middle section and pause. And then we'll inhale to the top and hold the breath while relaxing the body. Through the nose, we'll slowly exhale everything out and hold the breath. That's one cycle. Let's practice 3 cycles of Durga Pranayama here together. And then on your own, continue another 3 cycles. Remember that when you're holding the breath, really practice relaxing. And even as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out, try to do so very gently, softly, and quietly. So even in this breathing technique, we're helping to relax the nervous system. Let's practice in how we are practicing the technique. So here we go. Prepare to begin by first letting a deep breath in. Clear it out through the mouth. Now close the mouth. Inhale into the lowest part of your torso. Pause. Inhale into the middle. Pause. Inhale into the top. Hold your breath. Relax. Through your nose, slowly empty the breath. Hold the breath out. Relax. Second cycle, inhale the first part of the torso. Pause. Inhale the middle. Pause. Inhale to the top. Hold the breath. Relax. Exhale very slowly through the nose. Hold the breath out. One more together. Inhale the lowest part. Pause. Inhale the middle. Pause. Inhale the top. Hold the breath. Exhale slowly. Hold the breath. Now continue 3 more cycles on your own. And when you finish Durga Pranayama, just relax into natural breathing. Observe anything you feel. Continue to relax your body as it is. We're going to be in Supta Baddha Konasana 1 minute longer. So continue to observe your breathing, observe your body without doing anything. Invite the practice of resting in stillness, letting go of doing. Now continue to practice that quality of relaxing as you move very slowly, nothing abrupt or sudden. Start to slide your hands down to the outer sides of your thighs. Begin to gently lift your knees towards each other. Still breathing naturally, still observing how your body feels. As we prepare for a spinal twist, bend your knees, bring them towards your chest, and decide if you'll keep it a milder version of a twist by not crossing your legs, just having them together like this. If you want a more intense twist, you can wrap the right leg over the left leg. Then place your feet on the ground if you have wrapped the legs so that you can scoot your hips to the right another 3 or so inches. Then open your right arm wide on the floor, ground your right shoulder, maybe gaze past it to stretch your neck, then lift your feet again. Take your time slowly dropping your knees to your left side, only as far as you can keep your right shoulder in contact with the ground. Now, if that shoulder starts to lift away from the floor, you've gone too far. So you might add a pillow or blanket or a combination to catch the outside of your left leg. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. You can rest the left hand on your right thigh, encouraging that right outer hip to gently roll forward. Just slowly begin to unravel back to center, uncrossing the legs if they're crossed. Bring your pelvis to the midline of your mat. Stretch your legs forward for a moment. Raise the arms overhead. Just take a moment to let your spine unwind from that twist. And just notice any sensations, especially along your torso. And slowly bend your knees again. Now, if you kept your knees side by side like this, not crossing the legs for the first side, do the same for the second side. Otherwise, wrap the left leg over the right. Place your feet on the ground so that you can lift your hips and slide them closer to the left edge of your mat. Open your left arm wide on the floor, grounding the left shoulder. You might turn your head to gaze past it, stretching your neck. Now lift your feet and slowly drop your knees to your right side, taking your time so that you're aware if your left shoulder rises from the floor that you'll need to back off and add a prop to catch your outer right leg. You might rest the right hand on your left thigh, encouraging that left outer hip to roll forward. And again, we'll be here for 2 minutes. Still aware of your breathing without controlling your breathing. Still aware of your body sensations without efforting to keep your body in this pose. And once again, take your time to move slowly. Start to roll onto your back, uncross the legs, stretch the legs forward, reach the arms overhead, and just pause here. Let your spine unwind from the twist. So take one of your blocks, step your feet on the ground again, and lifting your hips, slide the block under the flat part of your lower back. And once that block is comfortably and stably supporting your weight, raise your legs straight up and relax your legs and feet. Now you could have the arms down by your sides on the floor, making sure the shoulders are relaxed on the earth, tilting your chin slightly back to open the throat. Or for grounding energy, you can let the palms rest face down on your lower belly. I'm going to be here for 2 minutes. So make sure that your legs are comfortably lifted. If you need to bend your knees, if you need to prop your calves on a chair so it's more comfortable, feel free to do that. And then softly lower your feet to the ground. Remove the block from under your lower back. Bring your knees towards your armpits and gently rock side to side. Let's come into happy baby pose, splaying the thighs apart, catching your outer feet or calves. Draw your tailbone, shoulders, and head onto the ground as you lengthen your spine on the floor. Bring your hands to your outer thighs and draw your knees together and make your way up to sit, bringing the legs straight in front of you. You might move the flesh aside from your sitting bones to really root them down for seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Either grab a strap, place around the balls of your feet, or extend your arms straight up. Flex your feet and press your insteps forward as you seal your belly in and roll the shoulders back and down. And then as you exhale, start to lower, start to fold from your hips. You're taking your time here. Keep a slight lift in your chest, neck long, front and back. As you press your sitting bones down, start to lead with your chest to rise all the way up. And find another comfortable seat so that we can practice one more pranayama to further relax us into Shavasana. As we're preparing for this pranayama, let's bring the shoulders into extension one last time. So bringing the arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, sit tall, draw the shoulder blades down the back. See if you can hug the heels of your palms together and wrap your hands over to your right hip. And then draw your elbows towards each other like you're squeezing a tennis ball between them. Glide your chin towards the back of your throat. Parallel your chin to the floor. And as you press your pelvis down, lift up through the back of your skull. If you want to stretch your neck too, you can drop the right ear to your right shoulder. If you're tilting your head, gently lift the crown of your head, release your arms, and roll the shoulders forward and up, back and down. Let's interlace the fingers again behind you. See if you can hug the heels of your palms together. Maybe switch the cross of your thumb and index finger on top. Imagine you're squeezing a tennis ball between your elbows while you wrap your hands over to your left hip. Sit up tall, seal in the bottom of your front ribs. Parallel your chin to the floor and glide your chin softly towards the back of your throat. Then lift up through the back of your skull. You might add stretching your neck by dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder. And gently lift your head up. If it's tilted, release the arms. And one more time, roll the shoulders forward and up and back and down. So invite you into Samavriti Pranayama, box breathing, another practice for calming the nervous system. And as we're practicing it, you might bring your hands into a grounding mudra, with the thumb and first fingers touching and the palms resting face down on your lap. Sitting tall and relaxed, keep your heart space open, feeling light. You may close your eyes to help you bring awareness to the breath. Before we start, and here's the practice of box breathing, we'll close the lips and inhale through the nose for 4 counts. Hold the breath for 4 counts. Exhale through the nose for 4 counts and hold the breath for 4 counts. That's 1 cycle. Let's practice 3 cycles together and 3 cycles on your own before letting go of controlling the breath again. Before we start, breathe into your whole torso, all 3 parts that we delineated earlier. Hold the breath in at the top. Think of your intention for this practice again. Then open the mouth and exhale everything out. Close the lips and let's begin. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Third cycle, inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going 3 more cycles. Remember to relax on the holds. When you've finished breathing naturally, observe the effects of the pranayama. Then gently lower your body to the floor so that you can lie down for a few minutes, resting completely in stillness while breathing naturally in Shavasana. As you rest with eyes closed here, begin to scan your awareness throughout your body, observing how your body feels now, nearing the end of your physical yoga. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, moving gradually and gently. Ease into a simple stretch and slowly turn over to your right side and rest your head. Pausing there, recognize the quality of your breath. Tuning into how your practice has affected your energy. Then take your time rising up. Please find a comfortable way to sit, tall, relaxed, and grounded. Let's begin our sitting for 5 minutes. And as we do, I'm going to begin by reading a little bit more from that excerpt, The Relaxed Mind. Instructions for practice, meditation that is. We should remember to be present with body, speech, and mind when we meditate. All three should be calm, relaxed, and resting together at the same time. Now and then the mind may be very calm and clear, but if the body is tight and the muscles are not resting, the mind will easily become tired, following the body's aches and pains. Therefore, we need to relax the body when meditating. The same goes for speech. For example, when we are meditating in a group, we may not be talking verbally, but our mind could be chatting, perhaps imagining we are engaging in conversation with our friends. Since we have plenty of occasions to chat in normal life, and we don't have so many opportunities to be silent, try to relax and enjoy a quiet moment. If you're finding that your attention is wandering, choose an anchor for your mind, such as the breath in its natural flow, or another sensation you're feeling in the body that's consistent, like the weight of your pelvis on the seat. And after a while, if your attention steadies, then you can let go, focusing on that anchor, and just allow your awareness to be more open to anything that comes up. As you become aware of anything that does arise, a reminder, if you have an experience of fear, pain, or pleasure, whatever, be patient and wait until it shows its true nature by resting without grasping one way or another at the experience, not calling it good or bad. The experience will be transformed and purified. You will arrive at the underlying pure perception of the phenomenon. And sense now the state of your mind. Feel the effects of your practice, observing your emotional state too. I invite you to think of something that you could offer gratitude for right now. Bringing our practice to a close, remind yourself of what your intention is. Remember to whom or what you dedicated this practice. And together, let's chant Om 3 times. Om. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.